Good day, sir. I am Decadent Rehencia and we are the group 9. So first course MTech 102, 7 1 p.m. to 9 1 p.m. Week 1, session 1 of finals. Then topic procedure for passage planning on ECDIS, a brief guide to navigators at sea. So the course outcome is students can able to understand the real purpose of ECDIS and to have a knowledge on how it really works. Then next is the learning outcomes. So at the end of the session, students shall able to get an overview on using the ECDIS, understand how to utilize the full aspect of type specific ECDIS, and lastly determine the different kinds of procedure for passage planning on ECDIS. So the importance of the topic is to be able to know how important ECDIS works and how it helps navigator on dealing with correct directions. So what is ECDIS? ECDIS, which is now a mandatory shipborne navigational equipment for voyage planning and execution, can operate a variety of charts. The official charts are known as Electronic Navigational Chart or ENC and Admiralty Raster Chart Service or ARCS. So the charts are made and distributed by the hydrographic through offices through a distribution network, and the vessel has to subscribe to a service provider. So the ECDIS uses digital charts, vectorized and raster charts for navigational duties, usually carried out with paper charts. So the equipment must be type approved and uses up-to-date official charts. So as long as the area covered by vector charts or ENC is small, the ECDIS should be able to cover both vector and raster RNC charts. So when operating in raster mode, an ECDIS must be used together with an appropriate folio of up-to-date paper charts. So for voyage planning, using an ECDIS is the same as with paper-based navigation. So however, making a passage plan utilizing the full aspect of a type-specific ECDIS needs some careful consideration. So summarize below some key points. So the second officer creates the draft plan. The master studies entire route, suggests improvements, and eventually approves the plan. So all deck officers required a briefing on the plan.
Appraisal. The first step is to broadly consider the routing and consider factors affecting the voyage. Is ENC coverage indicate? Are ENC appropriate scale up to date? Is Admiralty information overly available? Do any TNP notices apply? ENC safety information, read me file, NTM's weekly, nautical publications, considered limitations of ENC, accuracy, source data. Planning. When planning a route on ECDIS, always consider ENC display settings and, as with paper, use the best skill. 1. Take time to check and scan routes. It is advisable first to conduct automatic route checking, adjusting the route each time to correct the alerts generated. One should then manually scroll along the entire route to visually check for any hazards. It takes time to check a route properly. Remember, positional potential limitations of route planning and checking on small-scale ENCs. Execution. The principles of good seamanship and maintaining a proper lookout apply when navigating electronically. Plan to use all available sources of information. Safety settings should be adjusted throughout the voyage to reflect the demand of the situation. For example, when coastal navigating, vectors, cross-track corridors, XTC, and guard zones should all be reduced. Settings such as safety contours and safety depths should be set higher for ocean passages to provide early warning of landfall hazards or the possibility of increased traffic. Monitoring. Do not rely solely on automatic alarms. A prudent navigator should always seek to prove the ECDIS wrong, rather than assuming it is correct. Use tools such as radar overlay (RIO) to assist with monitoring. An accurate RIO provides a million-point fix and allows excellent real-time monitoring, but do not rely solely upon it. Normal radar limitations still apply. Do not rely solely on GNSS input, such as GPS. Cross-check frequently with other systems such as Lorenzi and manual means, such as visual radar fixing. Ensure the appropriate display settings are applied for coastal or ocean and day-night navigation. Use profiles if the functionality exists. Perils of over-reliance. Over-reliance on a single means of navigation has also been wrong. This remains true with electronic systems, including ECDIS. What are some of perils of relying solely on ECDIS? Some issues to consider. Number 1. Screen fixation. Tendency to become absorbed in an electronic display rather than looking out of the window. Number 2. Failure to cross-check. Tendency to assume that the displayed position is correct without verifying position integrity by some other means. Alarm management and appropriate use of tools are critical. Failure to adjust settings appropriate to the situation that may be resulting in too much or too little information. Specifically, over-reliance can be contributed by the following. Number 1. Chart survey data type and its reliability. Cartography. Number 2. Cartography. Origin, compilation and update history of chart. Check reliability. Number 3. Selection of chart data. Data type, ENC limitation, and scale selection. How to optimize. Number 4. Route planning. Vessel data and corridor widths.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dikrit Kamalas and here to discuss about additional perils of over-reliance. Measurement settings. Equals to distance, speed, overspeed, over depth. Chart symbols selection. Simplified over traditional. Correct viewing scale. Scatter versus scan. Orientation of display. Number of depth shades. Select over deselect shallows water pattern.
Dependency on traditional navigation techniques includes the following: radar overlay, parallel indexing, position fixing including radar ranges, visual and clearing, bearings, track history, dead reckoning, or knowledge of chart symbols. Integration of traditional navigation techniques. These techniques remain valid and ECDIS provides a means to integrate them. It's worth considering. Cross-checking over variety of means. Integrating ECDIS use into navigation function. Looking out of window, making sense of representation. Maintain situational awareness at all times. Main features of shipborne ECDIS. North of heads capability of this. In the normal north of mode, the ship moves across the static chart until it approaches the edge of the screen when a new section of the chart is automatically displayed in heads up. The vessel remains in the center of the display while the chart moves underneath. The vessel always appears up on the display with the image automatically rotated to the correct orientation, thereby matching the scene outside the window.
Radar overlay, a navigation system which superimposes live radar video output over ECDIS. It provides a scan converted output for display, automatically scaled to suit the displayed chart. The transparency can be adjusted so that the chart can be seen through the radar image. The overlay and its controls conform to the ECDIS standard for combining radar with ECDIS chart display. Electronic Navigational Chart or ANC, also vectorized chart. Vector chart made up of layers which can be displayed selectively. Each point of chart is digitally mapped, allowing information to display its information. Vector charts have the advantage of being interactive. For instance, the operator can preset the vessel draft and 1/2 mile execution zone at any time when the vessel is within 1/2 mile of an area of shallow water. An alarm activates. Chart data can be shared with other equipment such as ARPA and radar. There are various chart formats. Hydrographic offices are responsible for the production and accuracy of the ECDIS material.